share out there afterwards as well too. So we'll make sure that we get this up and running everywhere that we need to go. And here we go. All right, all right, all right. Well, hey, what's going on, everybody? Give us a big wave or throw 5 in the chat so we can see us. All right, today we have a very special call because we're going to be talking directly to nurses today. We have a lineup of amazing, incredible, I believe, superheroes. Does anyone agree that medical professionals are just amazing? They're like God's gift to earth. Seriously, especially after these last 5 years, after what all of us went through with COVID, it just really showed that there's a lot of stressors that are put onto the medical system. And man, anyone that wants to save a life, I believe, is just incredible. So shout out to them. So tonight we have an opportunity to hear from an astounding lineup of nurses. And this isn't just for nurses, by the way, right? So if you're like, I'm not a nurse, can I be on this call? Of course. But you're going to hear about what are these drops from a nurse's perspective. But also for some of you, you might be interested. They're also going to talk about why you might need an extra stream of income as well too. And by the way, we're also going to be giving away a free box of drops by the end of today. If you would like to grab this, put a me in the comments below, because we are looking right now. I have assigned somebody, our own Danielle Zheng here. She's going to be looking at the participants, and she's going to be the one to tell me, like, who is it that's going to win this as well too. But before we get started, I'd love for each of our nurses here, our special guests, to just introduce real quick your name, how long you've been a nurse, and what kind of a nurse have you been or were you as well too. But Pam, you first. Nice to have you on.
Oh, thanks, James. Yes, my name is Pam Middleton. I have been a nurse for 45 years. The last 30 something years has been in neonatal nursing. So wow. I've been the department manager of the largest HMO in the world.
Boss, yeah. Come on, let's go. Thanks for being on the call, Pam. We have a good time tonight. We next up actually have someone that worked together with Pam. Diane, tell us a little bit about you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Diane Odom, and I have been an RN for over 43 years. The last 30 were in the NICU, and I've been all over the place too. You name it, I've been there. So flight nurse, some of everything. So yeah.
She's going to tell you the secret to how she still looks like she's in her 40s, even though she's worked in nursing for 40 something years, right? Gina Hallmark, how about yourself, sister?
Hello, everyone. Yes, I went in as an LPN first, and I did that for 20 years. And then exactly 20 years later, I went back and did my RN. So that's been just about a little over 5 years now. So I did a little bit of nursing and everything. School nurse, I did prison nurse, I did developmental disabled, you name it. I did a little bit of everything.
Wow. Big heart and really smart. That's what I hear right there. And last but not least, we got Beth Wold, who I give credit. She sparked this call. She's like, guys, we should do a nurse call. We're like, we should. But Beth, tell us a little bit about you.
Hi, I'm Beth Wold, and I've been a nurse in the nursing type of field for 38 years. So it's been a long journey. I started when I was in my diapers, so you know it's been okay. But like Gina, I've done so many different things, and it's been such a great profession because you have so many options. And lastly, I was a professor at a local college of nursing, and so that was really a good time getting new nurses into the flow.
Wow. My gosh. Guys, we have a lineup for you today. Thank you all for joining us. I'm going to bring you guys back up in just a little bit. But if you're ready to get and take down some good notes today, put a 1 in the comments below. And let's get this off the ground. And I see in the chats a lot of other nurses and medical professionals. Thank you for your service. Seriously. But nurses have some very, very big situations and problems as well, too, as most of us do as well. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is James Zheng. Honored to be your host today. I am not a nurse. I was intending on being a medical doctor because I'm Asian and that's what you do. So I was going to school at UC Berkeley. I was studying biology. And then I went from the study of disease to the study of nutrition. And shortly thereafterwards, that's when I learned about these body balancing drops. I used them, lost 25 pounds in 40 days. And I'm like, wow, this stuff is amazing. And for the last 13 years, we just can't stop talking about this. So it's an honor to have you here. And we're going to talk about, well, what is this whole goal? Why are the drops so important? Why is this going viral? Is because of this. I'm curious. Look at this chart here. These are symptoms that a lot of people are facing now, whether it's weight issues or insomnia or digestion issues or night sweats for the women out there. Guys get them too, hot flashes. Who here, either you've experienced any of these symptoms or you know somebody that's experienced any of the symptoms before? So it's a very big problem. But did you know that one of the biggest reasons why all of these happen is because the root is hormonal imbalance? And when I talk about hormones, I'm talking about insulin and ghrelin, leptin and cortisol, not necessarily the sex hormones, but every hormone does play with each other. So what we realize, if you can find a way to balance the hormones and balance the body, all of these things get better. Now, the question is, how do you do that? Obviously, there's a lot of things in your life that you can do: sleep more, drink more water. We know those things, right? But who here's ever tried all the things you knew to do, but you still weren't moving forward with your health goals, right? Put a me in the comments if that's happened to you. We're in the struggle bus, right? So that's why I want to introduce you to a company called Partner Co., which has come out with many different health solutions all across the board. If you want to find out about them, go back to the person that connected you with this. But specifically, though, these body balancing drops have really been a big hit. And I want to introduce you to somebody that has a lot of experience about this. In fact, she's also on what's called the Wellness Council. She works alongside with all of the execs when it comes to this company formulation and product development, stuff like that. But we got Miss Pam Middleton. Pam, thanks for joining us. Tell us a little bit about your experience on the drops.
Oh my gosh, yes. When I retired from nursing, I was, what you can see on that top box, 45 pounds overweight. My A1C was high. They were talking about meds, all of those things you see in that box. And literally I just started praying and asking God, what can I do? I want to stay in nursing. And where do I go from sick care to well care? And literally 10 days later, a door opened up and someone showed me their picture. They had lost 80 pounds in 4 months. So the first thing I thought of, were they on those shots? And how did they do it? So I asked her and she looked amazing. And because she looked so good and she was not on any shots, I thought, whatever you did, I want to look just like you. And so I did this program, and literally within 4 months, I lost 45 pounds, body fat gone, and all my lab values were within normal. If you see my picture with that neck on that blue top, I don't know if you can see that. That was a goiter that you can see is gone. And this product did not leave my skin flabby or loose and all of that. And that was me 4 months later. That was 8 years ago. And I've kept the weight off. So
Wow.
Very different.
Wow. And Pam, how young are you now?
I will be 71 this year. Super excited.
Wow. Okay. So we're talking about health. This is important because nothing against the shots or other weight loss mechanism, but if you've seen, weight isn't everything, but you've seen some people lose weight and then they just don't look healthy, right, Kia? It's like, what? I know. Seriously, this is good health of what we're talking about. So Pam, not all products are made the same. And you have a lot of experience when it comes to looking at products all over the place. So can you walk us through what makes Partner Co products in these drops different from a quality standpoint?
Yes. So because health is so important to me, I had to make sure that whatever I was going to take was going to be homeopathic. I did not want medication. And in nursing and hospitals, we used a Bible called the Physician's Desk Reference. It's now called the Physician's Digital Reference. And that's how we looked at medication and how it interacted with other things. And what I found is, number one, these products were in the formulary, in the Physician's Desk Reference, and that they're not contraindicated with medication. So I knew they were safe. All of these certifications that you see here are just a few of the certifications that our products have. And that was what gave me the impetus to know that this was the right thing. These products are tested. There's a white paper on them, quality analysis. There's so much behind them. I know they're safe and effective for me, and therefore I'm free to share with others.
It's huge. Absolutely. And it's been like 8 years, right? So we're
Yeah.
still using them to this
Yeah.
day. So,
Yeah.
and really the side effects are far from, they're not drugs, right? So the
No.
side effects are pretty much not
Mhm.
much.
Mhm.
So walk us through then what makes these drops different? Like, what do they actually do?
So sure. So they are two separate bottles, as you see in the picture. One of them, they are hormone-free. Like I said, they're homeopathic. And like you said, James, they help to balance out our hormones. But bottle number one really helps us with cravings. And it helps us not to be hungry. The combination of the two bottles works better 2 times faster than dieting alone. And what I love is you don't have to diet. In other words, you can eat all of these healthy foods here, and the only thing you can't eat is this one little box back here. And I tell people, what does that mean? And what's in this little box? Of course, you all want to know, but just know that when you get these drops, it comes with this little pamphlet in this box here. So you actually have everything you need for a very healthy start. So what I love is you don't have to count calories. One of my favorite friends was was over 100 pounds overweight, and she was in a wheelchair. She could not get up and just walk around and exercise, but it didn't matter because she still lost 100 pounds just using the combination of these drops. So I know they're safe, I know they're effective, and they obviously work.
Wow.
So the only things we have to just be really careful about is eating foods. And what I tell people, if God created it and it was in the Garden of Eden, all of these foods were created in the Garden of Eden. This little box wasn't. What's in there? Sugar. I guarantee you there was no cookie trees, there was no cake, there was no chips in the Garden of Eden. You can read the Bible for yourself and you know those things didn't exist.
Man, that is huge. Well, that is awesome. Who here is grateful you don't have to count calories and starve yourself and everything? And we definitely want to make sure that we're doing it right. Pam, thank you so much for sharing that. I would love to see a cookie tree, though, by the way.
You would like to see what?
A cookie tree. I will pray.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, God, when I go to heaven, please give me a cookie tree. Just to have that. So
yeah. Good luck with that.
Absolutely. Thank you. I know by this time everyone's on the call. And I do want to ask, who here, by the way, is not already a partner here, but you're here, maybe you're just a customer or you're seeing this, you haven't even tried the drops yet, right? Put a 10 in the comments if that's you. We love to just recognize you for being on this call with us. So you're not a partner, but maybe you're a customer or you're someone that's checking this out. So Carrie, welcome. Selena, welcome. Who else do we got? Yeah, put a 10 in the comments before. Hey, welcome. Congrats on joining as a partner. Awesome. Lisa, welcome. Janelle, welcome. Grateful to have you here as well too and everything. Yeah. So, and I'm asking because, by the way, it might deal with these drops as well too. So anywho, grateful to have you here, right? So great results there. Congratulations. And these work for many different types of results, right? We do see them visually, of course, like weight loss, many of us want to lose weight, double the weight. That's what I heard from Pam. So it doesn't matter how old you are, young you are, background, whatever that it is, but it's not only just that, because it does so much more than that as well too. So I know that even Beth had quite the astounding result as well too. Beth, you didn't have much to lose, right? You weren't in a crazy bad shape. But let me ask you this, Beth, as a nurse, what are some of the health challenges you think most nurses do face?
Well, we have to eat fast typically. So we tend to eat fast even if we don't have to. And we tend to grab things when we can. So it's quick and easy is what we need. So, we just have to kind of change our minds and think about foods we can prepare maybe ahead of time and then grab them as we go. So that was the biggest change for me. It was a long period of time. It took me to lose weight. I know a lot of people have immediate results, but I did not. I had to keep on it and really good with my diet. And but since the red swimsuit, I've lost more inches because I've started taking advantage with it.
Oh, so we have another cool product that's an extra fat burner as well too. But wasn't this in 6 weeks?
Yes, this was during our January body balance challenge.
And you lost 10 pounds?
Yes.
Who here would agree 10 pounds in 6 weeks is pretty phenomenal? Come on. That's amazing, Beth. Huge, huge congratulations to you.
Thank you.
You're looking amazing. Absolutely. So whether, you know, and it's important, right? Because so many times we're in a fast food society now. We're like looking for things to just be convenient. Many times that's good for us. That's why this system is so flexible. It's really, really good for that as well, too. Gina, my gosh, your pictures have been flying all over the place. But Gina, do you mind walking us through what was your experience on the drops? Feel free to unmute yourself. Oh, you just muted yourself again. Try that one more time. I'll make sure to get you.
There we go.
There you are. Yeah. What were some of your struggles with your health, and then what happened?
Okay, so I actually had a very bad accident in 2019 where I required a few surgeries. I had my neck fused from C3 through C7, 2 shoulder surgeries, and a lower back surgery twice. The incident left me on disability because I actually was broken, couldn't go back to work in the prison. So I started taking the drops because I saw my friend post her post that she lost close to 90 pounds within the year. So I reached out to her and started taking the drops. And she was going to an event very recent. So I jumped right into that and went to the event. And I ended up losing about 20 pounds since January. I started the drops in January, and I've actually lost more weight since that as well, because I also started the Advantage, but 20 pounds. I also, I feel great. I'm off from all of my pain medications, all of my prescription medications that I was taking because I just feel so good. And the best part about it is I am currently back in the working field and not on disability anymore from my accident. So this is great.
Come on. You got your life back, Gina.
I did.
You are glistening. You are beaming. Huge congratulations, sister. That's incredible. We'll have to back up in a bit as well, too. But isn't that amazing, right? So many times we have things happen in our life that may feel like it's just stopping us. But this really does give like a second chance. That's what I'm hearing here. And last but not least here, we got Miss Diane Odom, who when I saw these pictures, I'm just like, oh my gosh, who is this fashionista? She's incredible. Diane, do you mind walking us through what was your experience? What were the things you were struggling with? And what was your experience here?
Well, as you can see, oh my God, that's awful. I was just totally overweight, you know, working just like, you know, she said, we eat fast. We just pick up whatever, you know, what the family brings us. So with my schedule and my hours, my health was just bad. You know, it was just bad. And what had happened was that eating all of the poor foods, the processed foods, I wind up having a stroke while I was at work, which was, I thank God to this day that it was just a mild stroke, but it was bad enough. It was a stroke. And with having that stroke, I just decided to really take my health back because I just neglected myself so badly. So you see, I had all of these problems here. I had uncontrollable hypertension. That was the main thing for me. No matter the meds they gave me, nothing would control my blood pressure. So the doctor told me, Diane, if you can even just lose 5 pounds, maybe we can do something with your blood pressure. And I tried all the diets, going to the gym after work. I mean, I was crazy because I worked the night shift, so I would go to the gym straight from work, and nothing would maintain it. So until a good friend of mine, Carol, she called me up so excited. She goes, oh my God, you have to hear and see this program. And I just said, oh, I don't know, Carol. You know, I said, because I tried so many things before, nothing worked. I said, you know, no, I don't know. So she goes, take a look at it. So I did my due diligence, and I looked at it. And like I said, what Pam was saying, I was so surprised to see that our products were in the PDR. I said, okay, well, this is good. Doctor back scientist. I said, this is wonderful. So I tried the products and eating the right foods that was in the book, not eating processed foods. I wind up 10 weeks later. No, it was 10 weeks. Yes, it was 10 weeks. I lost all 26 pounds, 13 inches, 8% body fat. I went from a size 16 down to an 8. And all these problems here were gone. And with the doctor, with my labs, my doctor was just so amazed with me. And that was the thing. I just could not get my blood pressure intact. But with these products, with me controlling my diet, controlling my stress, it was helping my stress and everything. I was able to get off all of my meds. So I'm just so happy. And that's been 4 years. So I am off all blood pressure meds now. So I am so thankful for that.
Oh my gosh, Diane, that's crazy. I kind of didn't know that for some reason. So now I know. And how young are you, sister?
Well, May 26th, my birth certificate says I will be 74 years old. That's what my birth certificate says, but I feel like I'm 30 years old.
And you look it as well too.
I feel good.
Diane, we are so proud of you. Congratulations. Let's go. Come on. And by the way, nothing we say here today is meant to treat, cure, diagnose anything, but these are real stories, right? These are things that have been going on. And you might be wondering, well, is this just a thing for women? Absolutely not. Fina, by the way, is a nurse here. She was dealing with hypothyroidism. And she had some amazing results. She got off of her meds, by the way, with this as well, too. Maybe you know someone with the dad bod. And Russell here was able to lose 27 pounds in 1 month, kick his asthma meds, and also his smoking got way better. He was able to break that habit. Maria Cristiano, a lot of women, by the way, that are going through perimenopause, menopause, postmenopause, they've noticed things like hot flashes, night sweats, all that is getting better. Maria was able to have those experiences. Or maybe you're looking just cut down and get trimmed up. Kristen White, that was her story, similar to mine as well, too. They don't have, there's a little bit of green coffee bean extract, Lydia, but it's like super small. It's like, it doesn't keep you up or anything like that. So it's not thermogenic. It doesn't raise your heart rate. There are no contraindications, like what Pam said earlier as well, too. Or maybe like Alejandro as well, able to lose 50 pounds in 3 months as well, too, there. I know. So with that said, I know I'm a guy in my 30s talking to all women about menopause. Isn't that interesting? For some reason, that's how it works. So you might be wondering, how do I get these now? Okay. There's a couple of different ways to shop smartly. Number one, you can be a one-time customer, but what I'd recommend is talk to your friend that connect you with this, because we can save you some money. Typically for a month supply, it's $200 for a month of drops. US, I know we have different countries that are on this call, but if you go to your partner, they can probably save you like 25%, save you $50 or something. So get connected with them and they can help hook it up. Tammy Hook said 20 pounds in your first month, and 2.5 months in now, plus 40 pounds. Wow, huge congratulations. That's amazing. But something that we found is a lot of people, if you notice, they didn't just use the drops for 1 month. Did you notice Gina and Beth and Pam and Diane? They use this for multiple months. We've noticed most people that get the best results use these for 90 days. Put 90 in the comments below if you're still with me. All right. You didn't get to where you are overnight. It will take some time, right? We're not going to promise overnight results, but they can occur pretty quick. So what a lot of people found is if you partner with a company with a one-time lifetime $30 membership, then you can get a wholesale pricing. And actually, if you get a 4-pack of the drops, here's some great math here. Instead of almost $200 per box of drops, if you get a 4-pack of them, each set comes out to less than $100. In fact, $92.50. That's half off. And for someone like Gina, that's called a good deal. Gina, talk to us about this, because also we show you how to share these on social, how to get them for free. You weren't looking for a business or anything, but you got involved as a partner, got the discount. But tell us about that journey and then what you actually realized happened after that.
Sure. So as I said before, I was actually disabled and I was on Social Security disability. And I reached out to my friend who was going to an event. And I said, well, tell me about this stuff. I wanted to try it. So I tried it. And I didn't see a lot of results in the first month because I actually gained a couple pounds in the first couple weeks, and I was like, oh boy, what is this? Like, this is not going to work for me. I've tried it all. But I wanted to get the best price because I was pinching pennies. I was broke. I lived on a fixed income month to month. So I didn't have a lot of extra money to spend, but I knew I wanted to try this. So my friend reached out and said, well, I can, get you a box for free. And she showed me how to get a box for free. Or she said, you can get 30% off by becoming a brand partner. So she explained to me by paying the one-time fee, I could join. And I said, well, I don't want to sell. I don't want to profit from this. I just want the discount. So I joined with a $30 fee. And after I had gone to that event, I came back with my hair on fire because I had met all the people with all the transformations like you and I, who started from someplace stuck or in darkness, who just wanted to try the products. I met all the good people, and I saw what the products were doing for people. And so basically, when I went to this event, it saved my life. To me, it was my nurse. It really helped my health because it got me out of darkness. It showed me that I can help people again with their health, and I can get healthy by becoming a product of the product. So I came back and I started sharing my story, which some of you have seen. I started sharing it because I saw results after my second box, I think after I was on my second month. And I started just sharing my transformation. And people were just asking me, like, what did you do? What happened? What did you try? So I started sharing my information, and I started making profits. And I was like, wait, what's happening? Like, it was going so fast. So I actually called Social Security and told them that I was going back to work because I feel good. First off, I'm off all my medications, no prescribed medications in 3 months. And I was on a lot. I'm off everything. My hormones are balanced. My menopause is gone. My cravings are gone. And I'm making money. Like, I'm looking at my bank account and there's money in there because I'm sharing my information. And I didn't join to make money. I obviously didn't join to sell. I didn't join for any of that. But I joined, and it gave me my life back. It gave me my purpose. And now I'm sharing my story, and I'm nursing again because I'm helping people. So that's my story. And, I just want to help everybody be healthy and feel healthy again, because I'm 53 and I feel like I'm in my 30s. I feel so energetic, like
Wow.
a lot. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Super huge congratulations. We're so proud of you. Who here, by the way, likes to help people? Like, that's you, right? Give me a wave or put me in the comments below. You're a type of person. Gina, seriously, you're an inspiration to absolutely all of us. And thank you for sharing your gift with us as well, too. My goodness.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Because this program, what's great is if you get a 4-pack, you get a discount. But if you just share 3 of them, I'm sure we all know 3 people that get benefit from this. You can get yours paid for, actually. And we have a simple way to do it. We actually give you simple systems to share on your social media. We give you posts. We give you what to say so you don't feel like you're spamming people. And we actually literally tell you how to respond. So you don't feel like you're like a salesperson, right? All of that. And people come to you. Like what Gina said, people come to you. And people typically, we have a 7-day launch on social media. Most people are able to sell enough where they get their box paid for. Many make hundreds of dollars, and many make more as well, too. So we have a very simple way. But there are some people here that maybe, and yeah, Fina, good note. This is in a United States currency. So I know we have different countries that are on the line. But there's also another opportunity here, and this may or may not be for you. But there's a major opportunity. And I think it's important to talk about this. And Beth, I wanted to ask you this question because straight up, when I think about a nurse, I think nurses make good money. Who here would agree? Nurses they're like top of the totem pole, right? And I'm like, nurses, why do they need to make more money? So why do you think as a nurse, it's important to look at other streams of income?
Well, I think we all experienced that probably during the COVID days. I think a lot of the nursing field got burnt out during that time. So a lot of times people in healthcare do get tired of being on call, all the crazy hours, not being around your family, not being able to take time off when you want it, all those things. So it's awesome to open up your mind and think about other things that might add to your financial, not only financial, but to your social life as well. So I'm thrilled with sharing how I went from the journey from nursing to non-nursing. I don't know if any of you have talked to other people and then they say, oh, are you still a nurse? Well, yes, I am. I'm still a nurse, but they don't think if you're at the bedside, you're not a nurse anymore. So anyway, yes, I'm still a nurse. But after, 30 some years in the field, I was ready for a big change. And I kind of call it a trifecta time in my life because now I was ready to get control of my own life. I wanted my own hours, wanted my own money, and wanted to decide what and when to do things. Also during that time, we became empty nesters. My daughter went to college, and that's been really hard emotionally on me, but the jobs have helped tremendously with that. And the third thing, my husband got a new job. So we're in the process of moving. So the stress of that and, everything coming together, I really needed to find something that was going to work for our family again. So I'm like, okay, what do I want to be when I grow up, right? Because I still feel like I'm 30. And so I was thinking about it and I thought back and I'm like, well, why did I go into nursing to begin with? And I would say most of us, like we talked about, say, well, we want to help people. We want to care for people. We want to be there. And so that's what I wanted to do. And I found with this company, I could seamlessly use all those philosophies that I had in nursing, all the values, the principles, and plug it directly into this system. And I wanted the work-life balance. So, we briefly talked about that just a second ago, but, we do want to be able to spend time with our families. We want to have holidays. We want to have special times. We don't want to be dictated by the clock. And, what would you do if you had more time to yourself? Like you could use that time for yourself or for your family. How would that feel for you? That was really something I had to think about. The other thing about nursing is we stick into it till the end because we want to continue to help people. But I'm sure many of you have heard of other people who have just retired and then pretty soon they get diagnosed with a terminal illness, or maybe they pass away or their spouse passes away and they have cancer. It's something sad ends up happening. And so this kind of gives you another option for that as well. In fact, my husband had a procedure this morning and he was talking with his nurse, and his nurse was just going to retire because her husband had retired 2 years prior, but 2 months ago was diagnosed with cancer. So now she's retiring and then is going to take care of him. And it's just a sad story. So I just want to know that there's other things out there for people and there's other options. And just imagine working from wherever you want. If you want to be sitting on a beach and work, you can do that. If you want to be watching your children so they don't have to go to daycare, you can do that. It's just, you can be in an RV and travel across the United States. You get to do, we're so used to being controlled in our environment that, getting out there and having our time back and everything is just so phenomenal. And with Partner Co, we don't have to think about more training, more education. We can just focus in on the systems that are already established, the processes, all of those things. They are right there for us. So it's not like you're getting into a whole new career. You don't need to be doing a ton of that. You already have what it takes, and that's to build relationships with people. So it's goes hand in hand. And we all want you to be successful, because the only way we can be successful is if you are successful. So we help you hand in hand along the way, the whole way. And you meet cool people and fun-loving people on trips and positive people. And it's just fun to be in an environment that's different than what I had experienced my whole entire life. So I definitely feel valued here. I feel respected. And I'm not just waiting for a 3% raise because I worked really hard. I have control of what I want to spend. So anyway, those are some of the main things that I have found with nursing or with healthcare and versus Partner Co.
Wow. What amazing reasons. If anyone resonated with any of that, put a 5 in the comments below. And that's not just for nurses, that's for all of us, right? Super well said and incredible perspectives on that. Beth, thank you so much for sharing that. Congratulations on all of your successes, Walter. You're doing amazing things. Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're coming, you won a trip to Punta Cana. You're coming with us. So it's gonna be amazing, right? In that swimsuit. So we have a lot of different things that we're doing, but you might be asking how. Maybe you've seen something like this before. Maybe you've done something like this before. Who here, let's be honest, who here has ever been exposed to another business? You've been pitched by one and it goes kind of like, ew, like, oh, I don't want to do one of those things, right? What's different here is with the system. We have done for you systems where people come to you, you don't go to them. We have things that are all online where literally you don't have to feel like need to know exactly what to say. Just like what Beth was saying, we give you exactly what to do. And that's why the duplication is huge. And that's why people are scaling this very quickly. Pam Middleton, she'd been involved in many different businesses prior. So we start to close this out. But Pam, can you give us some of your experience in business as a whole? And then what happened here?
Oh my gosh, yes. So first, as I mentioned, I worked for the largest HMO in the world. When I retired, and I raised my children as a divorcee throughout most of my career. When I retired, I knew I needed 2 things. Lose the weight, which I did, but I also realized that once I lost that weight and I feel as good as I feel, I'm probably going to live a lot longer than the people that Beth was just talking about, right? I didn't just retire and then die. And because I feel and look so healthy, I need that money from my pension to last me till I die, which in my mind is going to be 104. God willing, it'll happen. But with that said, I realized that a second stream of income is great for nurses. Number one, I just want to clarify, nurses make a different salary depending upon where you live in this country. Nurses can make anything from $20, $30 an hour to hundreds of dollars an hour, just depending on what type of nurse you are. So with that said, we're not all just one cloth across the board. So what I found is that I made a commitment to my girls, raising them as a single mom, that I was going to travel the world with them. And then I retire and realize that I don't have that kind of money to travel the world and to be able to live to 104. Like, it's not going to go hand in hand. So with that said, and finding this company, I went to a conference. Everybody looked at me, those nurses in my unit. There was over 150 people there. People asked me, what the heck happened to me? And I'm like, yeah, this is what I did. I stayed outside that conference room and I started signing people up left and right for the entire conference, which was 3 days. So that started a business that I wasn't expecting. But because I never left the country with my girls, it allows me now to take not only them, but my husband, who's been my husband for almost 23 years now, but we're able to travel the country and take them on these amazing trips. And that's why I do Partner Co. And it is all about relaxing, having fun, and being able to work a business right from off my cell phone anywhere in the world, which is phenomenal. And get people healthy in the process. So it's a great win-win, because don't we all just want to die young at a very old age?
100%.
Yeah.
Mic drop right there. And by the way, Pam's super humble. She was at the high end of those nursing incomes, by the way. So if Pam needed additional income, how much more do most of us need an income as well too? Pam, thank you so much. About freedom, right? Not just money, but freedom to do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Super appreciate you and everybody. How beautiful, right? So I hope you all got encouragement from this. At the end of this, you're going to have a couple of options. We'll do our giveaway in just a bit, by the way. You might just want to try the product. If that's the case, hey, hit up your friend, ask him about the drops. You heard about this thing called Advantage. Maybe you want to check that out as well too. Good 1-2 punch, depending where you are in the world. So definitely grab that from them, experience them. All right. The products absolutely work. Maybe though, you're like, I'd love to get a discount. I'd love to get them paid for. I'd love to pull up Gina Hallmark. So you can partner with the company for $30 United States membership and then grab a 4-pack for less than $400 United States. That could be a great version for you. And some of us here might be like, you know what? I see the vision. I see what this can do. What Beth said, I need that in my life. What Pam said, I need that in my life. And I want to feel like Diane does in all of my years and be able to enjoy that as well. So you might consider really partnering with us. We'll plug you right into our system. We'll get you launched. We'll get you in trained and immersed in the community. But other than that, hey, if you saw some value here for you in any capacity, put a 100 in the comments below and definitely get back to the person that connected you with this today for next steps. But with that said, we got to give away this box of drops. So I hope you guys are excited about that. So what would that be? Well, I took a look and let me see if this person is still here. So who is our winner chicken dinner here? We have the one, the only, she is here. Janelle Schroeder. Janelle, congratulations. You are the winner of this box of drops. If you don't mind, drop my email in the chat below or ask the person that connected you here to reach out as well too. Shoot me an email or shoot me a message or shoot whoever connected you with a message and we'll make sure that we can get that for you. So congratulations, Janelle. Thank you for being here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And by the way, if you are interested in partnering with us, tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Eastern, we have a special call for partners. So if you want to see what the environment's really like, communities really like, ask your friend about that. And we'd love to invite you back to that too. We'll talk more about the business side on that as well too. All right. But with that, Pam, thank you so much for your service. Miss Beth, thank you so much for for making this happen. Diane Odom, thank you so much for your inspiration. And Gina, thank you, thank you, thank you. With that, I was going to say au revoir, but I can't say that with my Asian tongue. I'll say bye-bye. Feel free to unmute yourself. Have a blessed night. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you, everyone.
Good talk.
Take
Bye,
care,
Raquel's great.
everyone.